Happy New Year and welcome to my channel. This is Makeup by Crystal and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do this soft yet vampy look. It's really good for right after New Year's because it's not too dark, but it's just dark enough to get people to look at you. It's actually incredibly simple. The most difficult thing on it was the eyeliner, but even that was easy. If you guys are interested in seeing how I did this, just keep watching the video. And don't forget to subscribe, and as always, all the items I have used are in the description box below. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just go in with our primer and just put that all over our face. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've been seeing it all over YouTube that people are starting to actually powder their primer, which to me sounds crazy, but you know, people are swearing by it, so why would you have to do it when you could just watch me do it and see if it fails? You know, so you're just supposed to take a fluffy brush off the excess, and then just buff it into your face. So I guess we'll see how this works. So to me it kind of feels the same. I don't really know how it's gonna like stand up against how it normally would, but it feels exactly the same. It's still really smooth. It kind of blurred my face, but not too much. But we'll come back to that after we've already put on the rest of our makeup to see how it really holds up. We're just going to take a brush and we're going to go in with our foundation like we normally would. I like to start out with a brush and then grab a beauty blender and just buff it all into the face to make sure you're not leaving any streaks. Then we're just grabbing the beauty blender and just buffing the rest of it out, making sure we don't have any streaks or discoloration. I wanted my highlighter to be just a little more, so I went in with my white stick. And I'm just gonna buff that into the skin. There we go. That's the highlight we were looking for. Okay. And then we're gonna take a beauty blender and our contour, and we're just gonna buff that into all the places we want to deepen. Once we finish all that, we're going to take a concealer that's more our skin tone, put it under our contour, shape it, and then we're just going to blend that down. Go ahead and use any of the extra concealer to clean off any other areas you might have messed up on your contour. Now that we're done highlighting and contouring, we're going to go ahead and bake our face. So just put the powder wherever you highlighted, and then use the same powder to just clean up your contour. Now that we've given this a couple minutes to bake, we're going to go ahead and just powder the rest of our face. Go ahead. Beat your face. Before we contour, I like to go through and just repowder under the contour line and on the top of the nose and on the bridge, just to let that bake a little longer. We'll put some on the chin here. We're just gonna let that sit. We're gonna go with another contour brush. I like to squeeze the end, and we're just gonna start up and pull it down. And always go lightest to darkest if you're using more than one color, which you should, but you know, you do you. Now that we contoured our face, I'm going with the darker one, and I'm just going to start up here in my temples. And I like to just press it in instead of rubbing it. Just press it in. Along the top of the forehead, and then starting in your hairline and down. Once our face is contoured, we're going to go in with a small brush and start contouring our nose. And I like to start at the top, right beside the brow, to start making that new shape, and then just drag it down. Remember, a light hand is the best way to go for this, because you can always put more on. You can't take more off. You got me? I like to take my darkest contour and just dab it into this little ridge to bridge this line. Boom. Boom. Yep. And then just put a little bit at the very, very tip of the nose on the underside. And there is your snatched nose. Oh, hi there. I almost didn't see you. Then I like to go in with a powder puff and then a skin toned powder and just redefine that contour line. So this is what's going to sit. You're going to keep this powder on. You'll buff it out at the very end. But other than that, you are done with your contour. Okay, and now that we're done with our contour, we're going to go ahead and start with our blush. I like to use almost a pink, a little really light pink as a transition color. And I'll just put that all over my cheekbone to really help all of it blend together. And then I like to just go in with a bright pink and just beat it. So now that we finished with our blush, we're going to go ahead and start on our eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush with a light brown and start drawing out my crease. I'm going to start by putting it on the lid and then drawing the top. I'm going to show you guys a little trick. I went ahead and put a piece of tape on the corner of my eye, and you just push the eyeshadow onto it, and you're going to have the perfect line. Okay, now that we have our shape drawn out, we're going to go in with a darker brown and just do the exact same thing. Start by pushing it onto the eyelid and then just bring in the color up. Make sure you hold your brush by the end. It makes blending a lot easier because you're not adding as much pressure. And we're going to go and take that same brush and put just a tiny bit of black on it and just go ahead and knock some off and then just apply most of this into the corner. Don't really blend this onto the lid. Now to go in with a darker red, we're just going to pat that everywhere. Don't blend it in. The red's just going to diffuse how harsh the black is. So you just want to take the color and pat it on there. And we're just going to take a normal fluffy brush. We're going to very lightly just blend this in a circle and go up. Don't go all the way up to your brow, but just try not to blend down. I'm going to go in with a shimmery gold, and I'm literally just going to pat this all over the lid and use this color to shape the crease at the top. And don't worry, you can always go on and add more color. Okay, we're going to take that same fluffy brush, kind of blend a little bit off of it, and then we're going to go to the top and very lightly blend out this edge. We're going to go ahead and start doing our eyeliner just in case we mess up so we can go ahead and fix it all at once. And I'm not going to do any wings. I'm just literally putting a black line right on the actual line. And I am going to tight line, so I'm just going to take my eyeliner and put this under my eyelashes. If you've never tight lined before, I wouldn't recommend doing this as your first time. I would go through and practice first because tight lining is actually pretty difficult and it gets your eyes to water a whole lot. Okay, so we're just going to smoke out the bottom. So we're going to take that brush we've been using in our dark brown. We're literally just going to apply this under our waterline. And you can go ahead and blend it up into your top eyeshadow. We're going to go ahead and add in a little bit of that red just to help diffuse these colors and to bring a little more pop. We're going to take our black eyeliner and in the very corner of this eye, we're just going to apply. Now that we've given it a second to dry, we're going to just take a black. We're just going to smudge that into the corner also. We're not going to pull this color out like I said. We're just going to smudge that black into the end and just pull it a little bit into the middle, keeping the waterline clean. Apply a highlight in the inner corner just to reopen our eyes. Okay, now we're going to start on our brows, and we're just going to go in with our pomade or whatever you're using, and we're going to start shaping out the brows. And make sure you remember to put most of the product where you do not have hair. That is the best way to get natural brows. But I don't like natural brows. I like my brows to be on fleek 100% of the time. Once we have our shape down, we're just going to go ahead and go in with our brow gel and just start brushing it through. I like to brush my front brows up. There you go. Don't forget the tail. And once we've done that, we're just going to take our concealer and just put that under our brow, and I like to put it on the top. I do it very lightly, and then I will just blend that out with my finger. Ooh, but be careful. And then we're just going to go in with our lip liner and just define the shape that we want to make. because we are going to overdraw our lips. Once we have our lips lined, we're just going to go in with our lipstick and just apply it all over the lips. We finish with our lips. I like to go in with our concealer and just shape them to make sure that it's all just one line. Because I want to go really vampy with this look, now that my lips are done, I'm going to go in with a black eyeshadow and just dab that into the corners of our mouth. Ooh. Boom. We're going to go ahead and spray our face. Now that we've sprayed our face, we're going to go ahead and apply our highlighter right now, because the glycerin is actually going to hold the highlighter where it is. Oh my god. You see that difference? Bam. Oh, instant. And I like to go ahead and add some. Just the tiniest bit on my forehead. And then go ahead and apply it to the tip of your nose and the bridge. Come on, face, you better work. Now that we finished with that, we're going to go ahead and apply our lash. I already glued it. I like to start mine in the very middle and glue it on at the ends. And then push it up as soon as it starts to dry. Okay, now that those are done drying, we're just going to go ahead and apply mascara. I'm going to start on the bottom. And then I'll apply the top. To be honest, you could even apply bottom lashes if you wanted. I mean, I probably should have, but oh well. And there we go. Yes, Vamp. New video coming up soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's be honest. Is eyeliner ever actually difficult? Why did I just do that on camera?